What's up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Retro Recap. This is basically a show where I go over the biggest stories in gaming for the past week or so. Now, I didn't do an episode last week. I wanted to let the stories build up a little bit, give myself a little rest. And so we have stories actually from the past 2 weeks. So I'm sorry if you've heard these kind of talked about already, but I haven't talked about them yet. So let's get started on it. The first story, Fire Emblem NES on Switch. This is really exciting. This is a game that we haven't been able to play, so let's get into it. So the original 8-bit game, Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light, which featured the heroic exploits of Prince Marth and launched the franchise that we've all come to love, will be available in the US for the first time ever translated. On December 4th, the Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and Blade of Light game launches on the Nintendo Switch, available for purchase for a limited time, and we'll get into that specific point. Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light released on the NES back in 1990, and it's been limited to Japan all these years. Now, for you guys who pay a lot of attention to the kind of Switch ecosystem, and it's specifically their kind of attempt at like virtual console with the NES Online service, know that when we get these weekly drops, sometimes they divert from what is dropped in Japan versus the US, but nothing's region locked or anything like that. So you can have a Japanese account and have access to all the Japanese NES Online games or Famicom Online games. And this game actually was already dropped in the Japanese store, and I played it that way, but again, it wasn't translated. And Fire Emblem is not particularly friendly to, non-Japanese people in the way that you can't really understand what the hell is going on. It's kind of like that with RPGs in general. It's more limited to like platformers and shooters and stuff like that you can do without translation or anything like that. So yeah, Fire Emblem was a little tough to navigate in that way, so it's exciting that it's coming in its full, kind of translated glory and stuff like that. The only issue, I guess, with it is, again, that limited window of time. Nintendo's insisting on kind of doing this Switch Vault thing, kind of like Disney used to do with their movies back in the day, giving it a limited. It's kind of like artificial scarcity. It's like, hey, you have to get it now, or otherwise you won't be able to get it. So people kind of rush to stores and buy it, and it kind of perpetuates the system. And I just hate it. I think it's like marketing nonsense. I think it's very player unfriendly and stuff like that. But ultimately, Nintendo has a lot of cachet with their fans, and people are going to buy pretty much anything they put out. I mean, knowing me, I might pick this up too, which it sucks because, again, you're kind of perpetuating the system and ensuring that they're probably going to do it again. But I didn't like it when they did it with Mario, and it seems like this has the same kind of like March 2021 cutoff that the Mario collection has too. And when that date hits, we're all assuming that these are just going to cease existence. I have my theory that maybe the Mario collection as a 3D collection will cease existence, but maybe those games will be sold kind of piecemeal. This game, I don't know, maybe it really will go into the vault and stuff like that, and it makes me wonder, like, highly demanded things that we might get in the future, like a Mother 3, for example, are those going to just go into the vault after a few months? I don't know. I don't like it, and I wish they would just put out games and allow people to play them when they want, wherever they want, but it seems like Nintendo has more of an interest in kind of controlling the production pipeline and what people have access to. And I'm all for limiting like physical releases, being like, hey, we're going to only print these on cartridge and have a physical box of this for, 6 months. And then that's it. And then it goes into the resale market. But limiting digital distribution is what I take issue with. So the next story is going to be a really interesting one, and it's about the Mvsx Neo Geo. This was a really awesome arcade machine that was announced, and I'm going to have a trailer for it so you guys can get some visuals of it. So G-Stone Group and SNK have announced the SNK Neo Geo Mvsx home arcade system, a replica of the iconic SNK Neo Geo MVS arcade machine. The Neo Geo Mvsx, and that's a mouthful, will launch this November in North America with 50 games and support for 10 languages. It includes a 17-inch 4x3 LCD display and supports 2 players with dual arcade sticks and 6 button configurations. Pre-orders start in September, so it's already been up, so that's kind of an old story for you guys, but yeah, pre-orders are live already. The machine is 25 inches high, and you can also buy a 32-inch base for the machine. The system is $450. The base goes for $100, so you can buy them together for about $500. And basically, with Arcade 1-Up killing it in the arcade market, the home arcade, SNK and G-Stone kind of jumping into it and providing this machine, which with incredible bang for your buck. And I know 500 is pretty steep. And again, you can get the machine itself for just 450, but you can get the stand included and everything like that. 50 games and pretty decent quality emulation from what I've seen is an awesome bargain in my opinion. There are videos up right now if you would like to see how this machine operates. Some people were able to get their hands on it, and again, it comes out this month, so it's really awesome that people are able to have the full, almost arcade experience in their own houses now. It's just incredible how technology has come this far. This is definitely something that I'm interested in and I'd love to have. However, I'm kind of limited in terms of like space right now, and I'm kind of operating in this office right now in terms of all my gaming stuff, and I can't fit a cabinet in here as much as I would want to. So maybe one day, when I'm in a bigger space, I might invest in like arcade cabinets and stuff like that, because I think that'd be a really awesome thing. Have people over, have a fun experience. But for now, this is something unfortunately I'm gonna have to pass on, but it's something I'm absolutely interested in, and the design of it is fantastic. SNK has such a plethora of different really high quality games. So again, if you're interested in this, I'm going to have a link down below to the article that has all the information for you guys if you would like to pre-order it or whatever. But again, it's coming out relatively soon. As of recording this right now, it's November 7th. So it's coming out this month. The next one is very interesting. We have finally another update on the Playdate handheld console. This is something that I covered some time ago on the new Neo Vintage News show before that converted into Retro Recap. And I had high praises for it. I think they were doing a really, really awesome thing. I love the crank controls. I just love when people jump into the game industry and just try to do something a little different. And it kind of has like that retro vibe with that kind of old school kind of screen to it, but at the same time, a new kind of control, new kind of indie game experiences that they're going to have on it. I just think it's a fantastic thing. But Panic, the company I guess who's making this, has announced new plans for the debut of its retro-styled Pacific Northwest developed portable gaming device, the Playdate, after COVID-related shutdowns forced the company to abandon the original 2020 release date. So they tweeted the following, and I'm going to have a link down to this entire tweet thread and an article about this, and also their own website if you're interested in. Friends, it's time for a Playdate update. Summary: a rough year, a small delay, but lots of good. Orders should now be starting in early 2021. Our Season 1 games now even have more games than planned, because again, a lot of pre-installed games are going to be in here that are going to kind of unlock, I guess, by time. It's a really interesting strategy that they're going for here. If possible, we don't want Playdate to ever sell out. Given that a full read, let us know what you think. Honestly, we want to get it as right as possible, even though we know something will probably go wrong, right? And then they link a survey, so I'm going to link down below if you would like to give them some feedback. It seems like they're just pushing this into 2021. Again, we've gotten COVID-related delays from pretty much everybody in the game industry at this point. So this is certainly not surprising. It's sure a little bit disappointing, but I appreciate the way they're going about this, that they're trying to do their due diligence, because probably they may have been able to force the console out this year if they really, really wanted to. But it seems like it would be kind of supply constrained, and they want everybody who wants to get their hand on this product to be able to do so. And I fully intend to be able to get one of these Playdate devices. I think they're doing really awesome, fun things, and I can't wait to get my hands on the game. And they're saying, hey, we're going to delay it, but you're going to get more games as part of the Season 1, and we're going to make sure that the supply is going to be, adequate. And I think that's a really, really awesome thing. Again, I'm very, very high on the Playdate. I fully intend on getting one, and if I have to wait a little bit longer to 2021, I don't mind that. Not to mention, there's so much going on in the game industry right now anyways, with the launch of the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X. There's just a million different things, tons of games. I could wait a little bit on the Playdate, and then when that comes out, I can dedicate a lot more of my full attention to it. So no complaints from me. The last story is one that I'm probably the most excited about personally of the story, and it's basically we're getting a new Game Boy game. Yes, the original Game Boy, 1989 Game Boy, yes, called Dragonborn. So a brand new Game Boy game was just announced. It's called Dragonborn, and it's developed by Spacebot Interactive. It's going to be an RPG inspired by Zelda, Dragon Warriors, and Final Fantasy. The storyline of the game is this: travel through the region of Argon as Chris in search of your missing father Curtis, the greatest dragon slayer the region has ever known. Pre-orders are up now, and they ship worldwide. So I'm going to link down below if you would like to check out this game and buy it. Again, I have a trailer going right now so you can get a look from it. The moment I saw this game running, I was like, oh my god, it brought me back to like Zelda Link's Awakening, Oracle of Ages and Seasons, again, the Final Fantasy games that I used to play on Game Boy back in there, the Dragon Warriors games on there. So Game Boy had some excellent RPGs back in the day, and they have a kind of crudeness to them that I just absolutely love. Again, they're fairly minimalistic. They're very inspired, again, by the NES era of RPGs, and less about the Super Nintendo, which kind of came on later. So I'm really excited to see a brand new Game Boy game, and I immediately pre-ordered. I'm only getting the cartridge for now, save a little bit of money because again, they're shipping from the UK. It seems like if you want the full game box, your shipping price is going to look around 15, 12 though if you only want the cart. So I'm getting the cart, and once this game is fully out, I'll give you guys my full thoughts on it. I'm gonna play the hell through this because again, the Zelda Game Boy games are some of my favorite. So in general of the entire franchise, because again, I grew up with them. I have a soft spot. I originally was just a handheld gamer. I didn't play a lot of console gaming when I was younger, so I have a real soft spot for experiences like this, and I'm all about this, and I really want to support this, and I'm really hoping the best for the company, and I hope they see immense success with this game, because if they can release even more Game Boy games, I think that would be awesome. And again, I didn't even know stuff like this was necessarily that possible, because I didn't think it was kind of easy to get the kind of cartridges that would be compatible, and the boards and everything that would be compatible with original hardware. But I think this is fully compatible. I'm probably going to play this on my Game Boy Advance SP AGS 101. It has the backlit screen that is absolutely incredible, and I don't really have any modded consoles, so that's about as best as it gets for me. That's where I'm personally going to play it, but I'm probably going to boot it up on the original Game Boy too as well. So again, if you would like to check this game out or pre-order or whatever, I'm going to have a link down below. Everything's linked down below. But yeah, that's a show for you guys. A nice quick little episode for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed the stories. Again, I'm going to try to get this show as close to weekly as possible. It kind of all depends on how many stories are available this week. I also wanted to plug one of my own videos, and maybe I should have put this at the beginning, but that's okay. Yesterday I just posted a Video Games Monthly box unboxing, and for you guys that don't know, it's a subscription service where you get a set amount of games per month for a fixed amount of price for consoles of your choice, but the games themselves are randomized, and I unboxed that for you guys. Again, not sponsored or anything like that, just a fan of the service. I got 2 NES games, 2 Genesis games, so if you'd like to see me unbox these games and give you guys my quick thoughts on what I think about the service and stuff like that, go check out yesterday's video. And if you would like to know my thoughts on any of the games that I had or I got in those videos, let me know down below, and I can, respond to your comments to any questions you may have or whatever you got to say. Again, if you have any thoughts, any questions about any of these stories that I covered this episode, be sure to let me know down below. I'd love to talk to you guys about your thoughts and get your guys' perspectives and stuff like that. And if you have any feedback on how different ways to adjust the show, make it a better show, let me know also down below, because I'm always trying to improve upon this show. So till next time, this is Jarrell from Neo Vintage Games, and this is Retro Recap. Love you guys. Bye.